Welcome to Express News. My name is Prasar Bharati and we give you top 100 news of the day. So let's get started. The Indian Air Force on Friday bid farewell to its iconic MiG-21 fighter jets. The number 23 Panthers and the number 3 Cobras, which together operate some 36 jets, retired in Chandigarh during a decommissioning ceremony. The MiG-21 fighter jet received a ceremonial water cannon, marking a symbolic end with 6-decade-long tenure. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh attended the event and paid tribute to the aircraft's legacy. In his address, the minister said, for decades, the MiG-21 has witnessed countless acts of heroism. The minister also said that MiG-21 is not only an aircraft or machine but also proof of deep India-Russia ties. In a historic final flight, Air Chief Marshal A.P. Singh took to the skies in the last MiG-21 sortie, flying with the call sign Badal 3. President Draupadi Murmu conferred the National Geoscience Awards 2024 at a ceremonial function at Rashtrapati Bhavan Cultural Centre in New Delhi on Friday. Speaking on the occasion, President Murmu said that geoscientists play a crucial role in utilizing natural resources for the nation's development. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the Mukhyamantri Mahila Rozgar Yojana, an employment scheme in Bihar, via video conferencing on Friday. Interacting with the women beneficiaries, Prime Minister Modi highlighted that 75 lakh women have already joined this initiative. PM further announced that 10,000 rupees has just been transferred to the bank accounts of each of these 75 lakh women simultaneously. Highlighting that the Mukhyamantri Mahila Rozgar Yojana has further strengthened the central government's Lakhpati Didi campaign, PM underlined that the central government has set a target of creating 3 crore Lakhpati Didis across the country. Union Minister of Health and Family Welfare J.P. Nadda inaugurated the 3rd edition of FSSAI's Global Food Regulator Summit 2025 in New Delhi today. The minister commends FSSAI for bringing together a global congregation of expert regulators, scientists and policymakers to ensure food safety and nutritional well-being. Union Communications Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia today announced the installation of BSNL's 4G stack across nearly 98,000 sites nationwide. The minister also unveiled the country's 100% 4G saturation network through Digital Bharat Nidhi, where nearly 30,000 villages have been connected on the 4G saturation mission mode project. India's Agriculture Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan met Russia's Deputy PM Dmitry Patrushev, his Deputy Agriculture Minister, and the accompanying delegation today in New Delhi. The leaders discussed wide-ranging areas including agricultural and food security cooperation, balancing bilateral trade and strengthening technical partnerships. India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar addressed the G20 Foreign Ministers meeting in New York on the sidelines of the UNGA on Thursday. External Affairs Minister called for zero tolerance towards terrorism and urged the international community to avoid any form of accommodation or indifference to terrorist activities. The minister further added that the global peace and development have seen parallel deterioration in recent times. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar also participated in the G4 Foreign Ministers meeting held in New York alongside his counterparts from Japan, Germany and Brazil. The ministers reiterated their long-standing demand for comprehensive reform of the United Nations, particularly the UN Security Council. Dr. Jaishankar held talks with Australian counterpart Penny Wong on the sidelines of the G20 Foreign Ministers meeting in New York. Taking to social media platform X, the Australian Foreign Minister said Australia and India are important partners with strong ties of history and community. Dr. Jaishankar also met the UK Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper on the sidelines of UNGA. The 21st installment of Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi scheme for the farmers of Himachal Pradesh, Punjab and Uttarakhand was released on Friday by Agriculture Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan. India's External Affairs Ministry in its weekly presser strongly rejected NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte's claim of a phone call between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Russian President Vladimir Putin. Union Minister Sarbananda Sonowal attended the 10th convocation ceremony of the Indian Maritime University at Othandi near the southern Indian city of Chennai on Friday. Addressing the convocation ceremony, Minister Sonowal urged graduates to view their degrees not just as symbols of academic achievement, but as a responsibility for society. The Ministry of External Affairs said that the latest shipment, consisting of 3 container loads of relief materials, had arrived in Afghan capital via Chabahar port and was handed over to authorities. Indian equity indices ended on a negative note on Friday. Sensex tanked 733 points to settle at 80,427, while Nifty tumbled 236 points to 24,655. Indian rupee rose 4 paise to close at 88.72 against the US dollar. Gold futures maturing on October 3rd were priced at 1,13,105 rupees per 10 grams on the multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for December 5 maturity stood at 1,37,908 rupees per kilogram on the MCX. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu addressed the United Nations General Assembly on Friday against a Palestinian state. Netanyahu, in his speech, catalogued Israeli victories against Hamas and Iran that reminded the world of the horrors endured by Israelis the horrors endured by Israelis on October 7, 2023. Netanyahu further said that if Hamas agrees to Israel's demands, including the demilitarization of Gaza, the war in territory could end. European Council President Antonio Costa on Thursday urged world leaders at the United Nations to act collectively to confront major crises around the world. Earlier, US President Trump vowed to stop Israel from annexing the West Bank on Thursday as he presses to end the Gaza conflict. Trump made the statement just minutes after updating that he had spoken with Netanyahu ahead of the Prime Minister's planned speech to the United Nations General Assembly. The head of Yemen's Presidential Leadership Council, Rashad al-Alimi, called for the formation of an international coalition to restore peace and stability in Yemen during his UNGA address. President Donald Trump suggested that the US could lift sanctions on Turkey and allow it to buy F-35 jets as he met with Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan in the Oval Office on Thursday. Trump on Thursday announced new tariffs on pharmaceuticals, big rig trucks, home renovation fixtures and furniture. Trump in a social media post stated that the US will be imposing a 100% tariff on any branded or patented pharmaceutical product unless a company is building their pharmaceutical manufacturing plant in America. The announcement also covers other imports, including a 50% tariff on kitchen cabinets, 30% on upholstered furniture and 25% on heavy trucks. The new tariff rates will be implemented from the 1st of October. US President also said that the United States would give proceeds from tariff revenues to farmers. Ousted South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol is back in court facing new obstruction charges. The former president denies all wrongdoing, calling the investigations politically motivated. Irish rap group Kneecap have arrived at Woolwich Crown Court in London on Friday for band members Mo Shara's hearing on a terror offence for allegedly displaying a flag in support of Hezbollah during a performance in London in November 2024. Iran has signed a $25 billion agreement with Russian state nuclear corporation Rosatom to build 4 nuclear power plants in Iran. A MOU was signed on Wednesday on the construction of small nuclear power plants in Iran without giving a number. Myanmar's junta leader, Senior General Min Aung Hlaing, met with Russian President Vladimir Putin at the Kremlin in Moscow on Thursday. They discussed enhancing military ties and cooperation in sectors such as electricity. Freight train and a truck collided on Friday at a railroad crossing in the Smolensk region of Russia. Local media reported that the truck driver was killed in the crash. No other casualties were reported. And we are heading for a short break. Stay tuned to DD India.
Many cities in India still carry forward the wonderful legacy of a glorious past. These ancient cities were once center for power, culture and religion. Revisit them in our special series. Forever Cities starts with Patliputra on Friday, 26th September at 8:30 p.m. IST.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News on DD India. I am Prasar Bharati. Let's resume. Stormy seas battered Portugal's Azores on Friday as Cyclone Gabriel approached. Authorities cancelled all tourist activities and closed schools, urging residents to stay indoors. Severe tropical storm Buloe, locally known as Pong, claimed at least 4 lives as it swept across Luzon, Philippines on Friday. The storm Buloe brought winds up to 150 km per hour, causing widespread damage in Masbate and Leyte provinces of Philippines, with uprooted trees, debris-filled roads and residents evacuated to safety. Residents in Manila moved into evacuation centers on Friday as severe tropical storm Buloe approached, with forecasts indicating it could re-intensify over the West Philippine Sea. The storm center was near San Isidro, northern Samar, with heavy rainfall and flash flood warnings issued for Metro Manila and nearby areas. Satellite imagery revealed the formation of a barrier lake near Hualien County, Taiwan, which collapsed on Thursday under the force of Super Typhoon Ragasa. As floodwaters recede, rescuers face challenges navigating the mud-blanketed areas around Guangfu Township, where thick sludge has disrupted access and slowed recovery efforts. Grief and uncertainty gripped eastern Taiwan on Friday as families awaited news of loved ones missing after floods triggered by Super Typhoon Ragasa. Hong Kong began clearing toppled trees and debris as life slowly returned to normal after Super Typhoon Ragasa battered the city. Super Typhoon Ragasa was downgraded to a tropical cyclone, allowing businesses, transport and schools to reopen, with flights resuming across all 3 runways in Hong Kong. The 9th day in the festival of Navratri enters into its 5th day, which is dedicated to goddess Skandmata, the 5th form of goddess Durga. A specially themed Durga Puja Pandal titled Operation Sindoor opens in Jharkhand, paying tribute to the martyrs of the Pahalgam attack. A unique Durga Puja Pandal in Kolkata has drawn attention for its extraordinary construction, crafted entirely from Rudraksh beads on the theme of Bahumukhi Teke Akamukhi. In Assam, a Durga Puja Pandal model after Bangkok's iconic Wat Arun temple has captivated visitors. The structure blends Thai architectural elegance with local craftsmanship. Navratri celebrations are in full swing across Gujarat, with vibrant Garba performances lighting up the festive nights. A 7-day jumbo picnic has kicked off at Bandhavgarh Tiger Reserve in Madhya Pradesh on Friday. The event includes bathing and health checkups for elephants as well. A new museum dedicated to Mexican painter Frida Kahlo has opened in Mexico, offering visitors a rare glimpse into the artist's private world. The Casa Kahlo Museum will open to public from 27th of September, showcasing family photographs, letters and artifacts of Frida Kahlo. Hanoi's Hoan Kiem pedestrian zone and Phung Hang Mural Street will host vibrant Mid-Autumn Festival celebrations from Thursday. The Hanoi's Autumn Festival includes toy-making workshops by local artisans and a full moon festival night lantern parade promoting solidarity, peace and love. Spain has become the first country outside the US to host San Diego Comic-Con, marking a major milestone in the global expansion of the iconic pop culture event. Spain's 4-day San Diego Comic-Con mirrors its iconic California counterpart, drawing crowds of warriors, wizards, superheroes and fans in dazzling costumes. The Los Angeles Zoo is celebrating the recent births of 2 female chimpanzees, making them the firstborn at the zoo in more than a decade. In Northern Ireland, the world's last commercial linen beetling mill, William Clark & Sons, is embracing a revival. Birmingham University's Medical Society hosted its annual The Hop Bar Crawl in United Kingdom on Friday. The event attracted over 1,000 students in incredibly creative costumes. Milan Fashion Week marked a touching moment as Armani staged its first show without its founder, Giorgio Armani, who passed away recently. Prada lit up Milan Fashion Week with a Spring-Summer 2026 collection bustling in vibrant yellows, greens and reds. Designers Miuccia Prada and Ralph Simons sent models down a deep orange runway in bold ensembles accented with arm-length opera gloves and closed-toe kitten heels. The Girl Scouts of the USA are adding a new treat to their 2026 cookie lineup with the Explore More's, a sandwich cookie inspired by Rocky Road ice cream. And described as a super chocolatey Oreo, the Explore More's cookie joins classics like Thin Mints, Samoas and Tagalongs in the 2026 cookie season. Psychological thriller film The Woman in Cabin 10 premiered at BAFTA in London with stars Keira Knightley, Guy Pearce, Hannah Waddingham and David Ajala in attendance. Based on Ruth Ware's best-selling novel, The Woman in Cabin 10 film follows journalist Laura Lowe Blacklock as she investigates a mysterious disappearance aboard a luxury super yacht. London's Fashion and Textile Museum opened Costume Couture, 60 years of cost prop on Friday, celebrating the legacy of Oscar-winning costume designer John Bright and his renowned costume house, Cosprop. The Costume Couture exhibition showcases iconic period pieces from films like A Room with a View, Howard's End with a standout display of Captain Jack Sparrow costume from Pirates of the Caribbean. A contemporary art museum titled The House of Art opens in Grand Bassam, an Ivorian seaside town listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The opening ceremony of the World Para-Athletics Championships 2025 was held at Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium in New Delhi on Thursday. To boost India's preparedness for the World Para-Athletics Championship, Sports Minister Mansukh Mandavia inaugurated a modern warm-up and training zone at the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium. In Asia Cup, a resolute Pakistan fought back to defeat Bangladesh by 11 runs and set up an Asia Cup 2025 final with India. India and Pakistan are set to lock horns in the final of Asia Cup for the first time ever in 41-year-long history of the tournament. This will be third meeting between India and Pakistan. In the Asia Cup earlier, India defeated Pakistan in league stage and in Super 4. Pakistan head coach Mike Hassan wants Pakistan to focus on cricket rather than other things, which have taken centre stage ahead of crucial final against India. A dominant India will aim to continue their unbeaten run when they take on Sri Lanka in a dead rubber Super 4 encounter in the Asia Cup on Friday. West Indies fast bowler Sharma Joseph has been ruled out of the upcoming Test series against India due to an injury. The GMR Group, who co-own Delhi Capitals in the IPL, are in advanced discussions to relaunch the Jamaica Talawas franchise in the Caribbean Premier League. New Zealand Cricket Board on Friday announced that former head coach Gary Stead has rejoined New Zealand cricket in a new role as high-performance coach. KL Rahul's majestic unbeaten 176 and Sai Sudarshan's fine century guided India A to a 5-wicket win over Australia A on day 4 of second 4-day unofficial test in Lucknow on Friday. Global football body FIFA on Thursday unveiled mascots, unveiled Clutch, Zayu and Maple for FIFA World Cup 2026 to be held in US, Mexico and Canada. Spain and Barcelona midfielder Sergio Busquets will retire from football at the end of the Major League Soccer. The Boxing Federation of India will conduct the inaugural BFI Cup in Chennai from October 1st to 7 with an aim to provide upcoming boxers a pathway to national camp. Kerala's Farooq Higher Secondary School scripted history as they clinched the junior boys title of the 64th Subroto Cup International Football Tournament in New Delhi. And that's it in this edition of Express News. News and updates will continue on DD India. You stay tuned.